Hey everyone, Zero Jedi here with the XPlay Fans channel. I'm here to give you a quick taste of Sinner: Sacrifice for Redemption. I was actually very excited for this game a few months back, but then it got pushed and then it came out now, and I'm fairly let down. The entire idea behind this game is supposed to be very much a Dark Souls-like game where the entire world's in peril. There's meteors, crazy stuff, and your character is trying to go and redeem whatever past sins happened to make the world a better place. And the kind of thing for the game is that, hey, you have these bosses and all this kind of stuff, but to fight a boss, you have to sacrifice a part of yourself. So there's 7 bosses, the 7 deadly sins. So the one I fought earlier, I believe, is Sloth. So as you can see at the bottom left, I have my very much Dark Souls thing where I can rotate through my weapons with the D-pad, go through my items here, and then I have my health at the top, and on the bottom I have my stamina. And then next to that is a little bubble so when that stamina bar runs out, I actually stop moving for a few seconds, and that's a debuff I got for fighting this boss. Then the other one I fought was this one here, which is Greed, and that's why my stature reduced there. And then I think I have another one that's active. Is it you? I'm gonna retrieve my sin here. Some of the other ones are like, hey, your defense goes down, and it does a cool thing like, hey, my defense is down, they remove my chest piece, or my shield's damaged, and if I take too much damage on my shield, I'll lose my shield, kind of thing. You get stuff back at the end of battle, so if you use all your items, it's fine. The issue with this game is that the hitboxes and some of the bosses are just unfair. I am a very avid Dark Souls fan, and I love the series deeply. But for Dark Souls, the key thing is that your bosses, you're going to take a lot of damage. So your hitbox needs to be perfect. If a weapon doesn't look like it hits you, it doesn't hit you. If your weapon looks like it hits them, it should hit them and do damage. This game has a severe issue of, like, you're getting hit with stuff that clearly has either missed you or in a Dark Souls game would not have hit you. Or let's say I go and one of the bosses, the one I beat, I swung this weapon 3 times, and look at that, like how far that reached. And let's say I was maybe, let's say I was like, this was the boss, this rock here, and I was standing here. I was swinging like this, and it was going through the boss. Maybe it was because I was on a slightly higher plane. It freaked out like the hitboxes, but it was enough for me to take damage and lose the fight, kind of thing. That's Wrath. Multiple bosses here also do the thing that I hate, where they summon other dudes to fight you alongside them, and I don't like that in boss battles. So this is a good one. My shield takes too much damage. It is gone. We're gonna back off so you can actually kind of see, like, this is cool. Like, hey, damage has been taken to the shield, kind of thing. And almost every single one of these bosses is a very close thing to Dark Souls bosses. Being the Envy boss is actually straight up the Dragon Slayer, and I think, remember if I'm saying his name right, Smog boss, where it's 2 people you're fighting, down to the same color schemes, down to one of them using lightning attacks. And they both have separate life bars, and it's just, like, it tries so hard to be Dark Souls, it has so much promise, and it just falls just super hard on its face. So for this boss fight, I've given up my shield, so let's go ahead and kind of fight this one. I don't think I'll be able to take her out, but I'll give it a little peek, and then I might go to, like, this, one of the other bosses. But the motif looks pretty great. Everything's very pretty. She won't bother me, don't worry. I have on the bottom right down here, by hitting the D-pad, I have health, I have spears, I have fire bombs, I have a buff to give my fire damage, and then I have my healing again. So one of the weird things about this is run. Right trigger is run. And it's lots of weird little things that happen here and there. Oh, talking and playing this is not easy. I'll back up a little. Nope. I can get out of that. It also does the one of the things in Dark Souls that Dark Souls doesn't do is in Dark Souls when you let's see, that's a good example of that's one of my debuffs is like since I've just extinguished all my well, I'm dead anyways. Since I've that when in Dark Souls, if an enemy is winding up to attack, he usually attacks in front of him. A lot, like one of the bosses in here, actually I can show him to you. The boss in this one, he actually will spin and do like a 180-degree attack, tracking you perfectly. Also, if you don't finish a boss, you can retrieve your sacrifice. I think your character looks cool. If you trade for the one where you do less damage, your weapons look a little crappier. Oh, no, this is Envy, so we're gonna sacrifice it and then take it back. But for a Dark Souls fan, I can't recommend this. It's just, it doesn't control how it should. It doesn't feel good, and the hitbox thing kills it. This game also has 61 achievements for some reason. Some of them being that you have to die in certain ways, which almost feels insulting at times. And I don't know why, but oh hey, I got knocked off this thing because I got pinballed around, which is another thing of the, like, a lot of the times you'll get knocked down or knocked from one place and you can't get away. I've actually done a fight where I got knocked down once and was just pinballed around until my instant death. I got stun locked into death. All right, but I think that the swing arcs and stuff like that are pretty great. I also like that, I really like that you will keep swinging, if that makes sense, where you don't actually have a, like, it's not 1, 2, 3, and you're done. I really like that you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, or also this great sword feels amazing. Also, if you're running with it, he drags it, super anime cool style. Also, that's a really great running attack. Bam! You can charge it. You can do the same. But let's go for this guy. So, like, look, my weapon, it's all dented and damaged, and I think that's really cool. If I fight Pride, my chest piece is gone. I really like the concept of, like, the character. Like, I said in, like, a lot of my other videos in RPGs where, like, you can see your equipment change. It's really cool. So let's fight this guy. Also, before each of these guys, when you first go in, they give this really cool little cutscene explaining who they are in this really nice comic book art style kind of thing. So, you might remember this guy from Dark Souls 1, the Iron Golem. See if I can pull him out to do... There it is. It's like the achievement here, one of the achievements here is to stay under his feet the entire time. Also, for some reason, him jumping away does damage. He's gonna shoot little Axiom darts. Axiom. Also, attack is X, and use items is the right trigger or right bumper. Oh. You do have a health regeneration. One of the bosses takes that away, which I think is neat. Alright, so that's fine. Let's actually fire that at him. And that'll do just continual damage. Oh. If he stands in it. That's actually one of the ways you defeat one of the other bosses. Also, for this boss, I think it's really cool that you can only target his legs. One of my biggest issues is a lot of the time it's you can see the weapons kind of clearly kind of miss you, but it still gives the like even it'll miss the enemy and they'll take damage. So far, it has not. This guy is not too bad. It's a few of the like this guy actually is probably the most consistent of, hey, oh well, like that. I had no way to actually, even though I had the stamina back at the very last second, I couldn't do anything. But I'll show you some of the other bosses and then I'll wrap it up. I can't recommend this game, even if you love Dark Souls games. Maybe that'll be patched and kind of fixed up later on. But it has so many good ideas. Just as a way. Gluttonous Chamber. Let's check him out. The first time you pick one of these, it actually tells you, like, it's like this little, like, poem that you can read. It's pretty great. So this guy does a, nope, I didn't mean to do that. Let's, hold on. Here, since we'll end it on this. We'll end it because you'll right away see what I'm talking about for this boss. Atonement. I also think this is really cool. It's like, oh, it's going over here. And the stories for each one is pretty good as well. I wanted so much to enjoy this game. All right, let's do this. I don't have any fire. So for her, one of the fun things is that she'll summon daggers at first. Whoa, hey. Also, I really like her, the dodge roll kind of stuff. Yeah, see, those daggers, getting all of them is one achievement. Also, the blocking stuff is really weird because I've got an achievement for doing like 3 parries in a row where I always was guarding early. Stop that. Oh. See, like there, like, did you see both of those swings? Just, like, even though she clearly hit me, the game was like, no, it doesn't matter. So she's gonna summon, oh, this other person. She uses electrical attacks. Like there, like that should have been a hit. And do you know why that wasn't a hit? Because this armor she's wearing, that plated stuff, does not count as her body. It's the, a lot of the bosses, the hitbox is not the clothing they wear or the armor they wear. It's the core of their character model. And that is the worst part of all of these boss fights, is because you, every single time you have to essentially be hugging the boss to get a hit on them. But this is Sinner Sacrifice for Redemption. I can't recommend it even to Souls fans. Very much let me down. I really wanted to like this game. I am ZeroJD. This is the XPlay Fans channel. Thank you very much for watching this. Check out our videos and have a nice day.